Selena Gomez was robbed. Robbed, I tell you,
The
robbed.
Latino Slant presents Slant News Flash. Entertainment stories from around the world. Give us 5 minutos. We'll give you El Mundo.
Polly back here on the Latino Slant. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you have the alerts on because I am bringing you we are the resource for Latino entertainment coming out of Hollywood, independent filmmakers, musicians, all that good stuff. Do it now. Now, this has been a particularly challenging time for Latinos in pop culture, in politics. I feel it is not coincidental. I do feel it is a bit of a smokescreen, but these really strange injustices, these strange stories going on from Jamie Lee Curtis putting down Ana de Armas, Jill Biden and her stupid breakfast tacos, Tyga and his stereotypical, just god awful music videos, Ay Caramba. And now it seems Selena Gomez has gotten a little bit of that as well from their own Bocoso, Emmys, the award shows. Okay, let me slow down. And let me thank Latin Heat for covering this story. And I'm a big fan now of Roberto Leal's work. We're going to bring it in here. What is going on? My favorite television show of last year, season 2 just dropped now. Only Murders in the Building, one of my favorite comedies. And it's executive produced and starring Selena Gomez. Now, she is nominated for Best Show as a producer, which is fantastic. We had spotlighted her early this year as one of the top Latina actresses of 2022. And because of this is great. But her acting role was snubbed. So take it for what it is. I want to read the story from Latin Heat and get it out to you guys. And you guys, let me know what you think. Why Selena Gomez deserved a Best Actress Emmy nomination. This is by Roberto Leal. Latino Hollywood must be scratching their collective heads over the recent Oscar, Tony, and now Emmy Awards that have consistently overlooked or simply snubbed deserving Latino films, television shows, and the talent behind and in front of the camera. And I have to agree. You know me, guys, by now. You know where I'm coming from with this shit. You talk about diversity and inclusion. Hollywood doesn't give it. When it comes down to it, Hollywood really doesn't understand, really doesn't care, and really doesn't give a shit about Latino entertainment here in the US. English speaking, programming, original content, unless they can control those images, they don't care. Promised Land, best show, best drama of the year, just axed. Ridiculous. So you would think that it would be the opposite because the Latino population is the biggest minority in the States. And very soon it's going to be the biggest part of the population demographic. But listen, we can go on and on and on. I am in 100% agreement with Mr. Roberto Leal, the writer here. Okay. He goes on to say so much for diversity. Of the dozens of potential Latino Emmy nominees, TV series, and on camera actors eligible and worthy of an Emmy nomination, incredibly only a grand total of 2 Latinos were graced by the voters with Emmy nominations. This is also, too, by their peers. This is not like a popularity contest. This is by their own peers in the business, which is even to me more of a bigger slap. Coleman Domingo was nominated for Outstanding Guest Actor in the drama TV series for his portrayal of Ali in Euphoria. Didn't see it. I am familiar with Coleman. He is an incredible actor. And Oscar Isaac in his leading actor Emmy nomination for his role as Jonathan in the HBO series From a Marriage. And as Porky Pig would say, that's all, folks. And of course, we're huge Oscar Isaac fans here. Huge. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts so far? Let me know. Because this is nothing new, nothing surprising to us. That's why the slant is here created, because I'm going to celebrate you guys. I'm going to spotlight everyone as far as entertainment entity that's worthy, that's doing great things. We will spotlight you guys. And Yeah, man, I'm not surprised. This is the Emmys. I'm not surprised. It's mamadas to begin with. So that at the end of the day, that's what it's really all about. All right, but here we go. But the Gomez snub for her work as an actress in Only Murders in the Building is especially galling because it begs the question of the Emmy voters. What the heck were you people watching? Gomez was lauded by Deadline Hollywood as the glue that holds the show together. How is how is it the voters looked right past that insightful and accurate bit of news? Chemistry 101. The chemistry between the main characters in Only Murders in the Building is cited as a major factor in the huge success of Hulu's original TV series that has earned 17 Emmy nominations, including two for its male leads, Steve Martin and Martin Short. Outstanding leading actor in the comedy series. The two comedic acting legends have worked together in films like The Three Amigos, Father the Bride, countless other collaborations. So the chemistry between the two comedy amigos is well established. But the question going into the season one of Only Murders, how was Selena Gomez, how would she fit in with the two veteran comics co-stars? Well, in my opinion, she she was golden. She I have to tell you, she played opposite of their physical funny antics. She was on point with her comedic line readings with her character. Her character is a disconnected youth that's trying to find herself, and she's got a lot of dark secrets. Those three were incredible. I cannot praise it enough. So, and I knew that I'm like, this show is just going to be getting all the awards and doing great stuff, and this is going to be huge for Selena, and it is, guys, and it is. Um, it's very strange that these two gentlemen got nominated and she did not. So sometimes I think with this Academy, whether it's Emmys or the Oscars, it's almost as like is as if it's like, okay, well, Selena, you really don't come from our world. You're a singer, you're this, you're that. You're not really, one of us yet. Let's have you, prove yourself. Let's give it a couple more years, but we're gonna nominate and congratulate everything else. And I honestly think that that's how they feel. Maybe like, oh, she's so young. And here's the thing: I think she's 30 at this point. She just looks like a kid. So when you look like a kid, you're not really taken seriously sometimes. And the role lends itself to as it, like I told you about this young woman with dark secrets. So yeah, it's completely unfair. It's completely unfair. Let's hit back to the story now. Okay. From the beginning, very beginning, Gomez's character, Mabel Mora, has proven to be a pivotal one in the storyline. Gomez's portrayal of Mora is a potty mouth, droll, street smart young New Yorker who delivers her one line acid rejoinders with lethal deadpan accuracy. This very well, very great description here. It is a perfect foil. Yeah, she is a great foil in contrast to Martin and Short's characters. Gomez is the active chemical agent in this potent comedic trio. The thing is that she might be too much of a straight person, and they're not giving props or counting that as a comedic performance. Steve Martin's character, Charles Hayden Savage, a former TV star of the cop show Brazos. Savage is a bit world weary and somewhat of a cynic. However, Martin Short as Oliver Putnam, these guys are great, is a kinetic, hyper theatrical, out of work Broadway director. The three residents of the iconic Arconia Hotel team up to solve a murder that has occurred in the old in the scenic old structure. But Mabel's allegiance to the crime-fighting team, her personal agenda, sexual identity, and dark past connection to the Arconia Hotel are cleverly not made clear by the writers of the show. Yes, yes, very well put. In fact, I would say the sexual identity is so secondary. It's really coming up now in the second season. It's that dark past. It's that dark past that lends itself to this comedic kind of what's a dark comedy. Very well said. At times, Savage and Putnam are not quite sure if Mabel is an ally, a BFF, a conniving femme fatale, or even a murderer. It's obvious Mabel is the emotional focus of their lives, regardless of their suspicions. They admire Mabel because she's cool, hip, smart, and has what the old timers like Savage and Putnam nostalgically call it moxie. Without Mabel, Savage and Putnam are just two old fuddy duddy fumbling around trying to solve a murder mystery. Mabel is a much needed catalyst that drives the plot and whose caustic charm complements and completes this oddball May December crime fighting trio. Gomez is without a doubt the glue that holds it all together. Very nicely said. Very nicely said, Latin Heat. And make sure you guys check out Latin Heat. Check them out. Make sure you are subscribed. It's a great online publication. We read a lot of news from those guys. You know, in this character she plays is a Latina. There's just so much ground that is broken with her character, with this comedy, with the writing. It's so entertaining. So, either way, she's a winner in our books. And you know, we go back and forth. It's the Emmys. You know, what are you gonna do with these people? So, he goes on to say he talks about the character of the hotel in the elements of the hotel, and I'm with you. I'm with you. I want to move forward, and then we'll wrap it up. So apparently, and most painfully, the Emmy voters not only elected to watch Only Murders in the Building, or noticed Gomez was even in the cast and therefore did not fully appreciate her wonderful acting talents, but also totally missed the clues as to her true stature in the TV series shown in plain sight. And it's easy to understand film studies cinema language in the opening credits. Okay, well, you know, Roberto brings up some good points. And I'm with it, man. I'm with it. You know, like I was telling you guys, have you guys seen this show? Have you seen this show yet? I think it's worthy of your time. Speaking of time, that is all we have for right now. This is an unfortunate stuff, but this is a huge hit. Selena Gomez is a huge icon, a huge name. She's going to be around for decades. And we here at the Latino Slant wish her all the best. And we will talk to you soon. Remember, wherever you're at, keep your slant fuerte. Give me your comments and share the link. Paz y dale gas.
Slant Newsflash was recorded at the Slant Studios. All information has been pre-approved by our Slantino staff of Chicanos, Cholos, homeboys, and homegirls. Keep your slant fuerte.